I'm going to switch from mining Bitcoin in the pool that I'm in just because I think what I want to do with this coming year is have a full year of truly solo mining. Now, to do that, we're going to need a node, and we're going to set up our own Bitcoin mining node, then plug in the two lottery miners that I have, the BMM 101 and the Avalon miner, and we're going to do our own thing. We're going to walk you through the process of getting that done from order to installation. We're going to do that right here, right now on the Ujamaa network. Let's get to it. The success that we had as a collective, me and a partner, when we were still able to mine Ethereum pre merge was life changing for me. It was a ability to actually make some money off of products that we had here. Now, since the merge, it's gone down drastically, and the cost of mining Bitcoin, as far as more powerful machines, ASICs, to actually generate a profit, has really gone up and gone out of the entire hobbyist kind of thing all the way into just like a serious business. I think there's a way to get back to the hobbyist kind of deal. That's why I bought the BMM 101 and the Avalon. It's just a lottery miner, but it keeps me in the go. But I've been using pools, and yeah, it's connected, but you're not seeing anything. And with the Ethereum mining we're doing pre-merge with the GPUs, you're at least eking out some coin, even if you didn't get a block. Um, I'm not even sure if that's possible solo mining. It may be, but I don't know because I've just been doing pools so long I've forgotten what the real benefits of solo mining actually were. So to answer that question for myself, instead of just Googling it, I'm going to get back into my hobby mode, and I'm going to go ahead and purchase a node. That's the first thing you're going to need when you are setting up your own node to do truly solo mining. That's going to create your own address, and you're going to send all of your Bitcoin that you're mining, all your all your payments are going to go to your node, and you're going to send those to your hardware wallet. That's the goal. I'm hoping it's as easy as I'm saying it is. We're going to find out together. The first step, obviously, is checking out what kind of device we're going to use as a node. And I'm going to walk you through the purchasing process of doing that right now. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a node, and we're going to look at the specs for that node. That's the very first thing. And the node is a PC that we're going to use, and we're going to look at those specs right now. Now, the PC that you should be using should be equipped with at least a quad or six core processor, either AMD or Intel. I'm going with AMD, and I'm gonna probably go with a six core. It doesn't have to be powerful. You can use single cores on these, but really you're gonna spend more time trying to find a little cheap processor and board that's gonna handle the other specs versus just getting something that's already out there. So your first piece of information or hardware that you're going to have in this computer that's going to act as your node is a viable CPU, such as an Ryzen 5 from AMD. I'm going to go with that, something really cheap. Next, you need to have sufficient memory. Memory is different from disk space, and we'll get into those two different things. Now, memory is the actual RAM that you're going to be putting next to that processor. For this node, you need to have at least 8 gigs of memory. All right. Mini boards, even the mini ones that I'm going to be purchasing today, 16, 32 gig. It's crazy out there. A lot of people use these things for gaming. So 8 gigs is the bare minimum. Let's go with that. After you got your processor and your memory, their next focus is disk space. Disk space is where the actual node information is going to be held. The Bitcoin network, all the connected miners, that's what you're downloading. And this thing is getting larger and larger per day. Initially, it was less than half a terabyte, like 500 gig. I'm going to say go ahead and bump up to a 2 terabyte drive. For this project, we're going with a 2 terabyte um, M.2 non-volatile memory stick, one of those kind of hard drives. Very fast, very efficient. And this is going to come in handy when we're downloading that nearly 1 gig, or excuse me, 1 terabit uh, blockchain information from the Bitcoin node information. That's what we got to get. And that's going to take some days to download, even at those speeds that we're checking at. So make sure those few things are paramount. And finally, you're going to need a gigabit Ethernet connection. And we're not going through Wi Fi for your node. You're going to have a dedicated Ethernet line for this device. Now, you don't really have to worry about having any computer degrees or any experience putting your stuff together, because you can go online to Amazon, like what I'm going to do. Instead of buying all the parts, I'm just making sure I got those specs. And there's one device out there. The only thing you're going to have to upgrade is the storage capacity. It's going to come with a 256 gig hard drive. No, too small. Go ahead and get that 2 terabyte. It's going to cost you more than the actual cost of this machine, but at least you're not spending $74 for the processor, $100 for the system board or whatever. Memory is going to cost you some money. This would come with 8 gig of memory. I may upgrade that as well. I won't have to. The minimum or recommended is 8 plus gig for memory on these devices. But I think just by going with this one, you're going to be fine, with the exception of the hard drive. That's that M.2 NVMe drive, this little stick, the black stick at the end that we showed. You want to make sure you've got sufficient space. And that's all you're going to do. And that's just going to require a little Phillips head screwdriver to click in, click out. And that's what we're going to go with. Now, FYI, I saw a cheaper Intel PC out here, right? But if you look at this bad boy, it got a Decepticon logo on it. Nah, partner, we ain't doing that. Not only are you probably getting sued, it's probably deceptive advertising on Amazon. So be very, very, very careful. Yeah, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I lied. All hell, Megatron. I went and got that little cheap $109 PC, because I'm gonna go ahead and put about another $150 into the hard drive itself. So we're gonna see what it do. Tune in next week or whenever we get the PC, and then we're gonna go ahead and order the hard drive. I'm not gonna do it today. I just want to see what this thing does. Two reasons for that. I want to make sure it's actually as advertised. I bought PCs in the past, and you purchase NVE memory or hard drives, and they're not compatible. Doesn't have the actual slot. So whenever you're trying brands like this, gotta be careful with your purchasing, so you're not just wasting money and wasting time. Push comes to shove, I can go local and go pick one up, but I'm gonna do everything online. We're gonna go ahead and go with that little cheap $100 PC instead of getting all those parts. It matches up specs just fine. It should have sufficient memory, comes with a power supply. We're gonna rock out with that. So tune in next week, and we'll get into the unboxing of this little PC. And again, step by step, we're gonna go ahead and put it together. I will talk to you later.